Thank you, and welcome to the Joey Wright Show. I'm Joey Wright. Tonight's guests on the program will be Ricardo Vargas and Abram Washington. Ricardo is on his way, and Abram has not shown up to the studio yet, so if Abram gets here, he will be on the program, but Ricardo's on his way, and he will join us later. But for now, I just want to introduce myself to the viewers at home who might not be aware of my existence. I am Joey Wright, and I will be your host for this fine journey. And welcome into week 2 of the Joey Wright Show on Urbana Public Television. I am Joey Wright. After a little controversy over some comments Ricardo Vargas made last week, I do want to throw out a little disclaimer. I'm not responsible for what my guests say on the program. And welcome into this, the 3rd episode of the Joey Wright Show on Urbana Public Television. I'm Joey Wright. We have a great program lined up for you today. Ricardo Vargas. He will hold the record for most appearances on the Joey Wright Show when this episode's over. He's going to join us on the phone. And welcome back to the Joey Wright Show. I am Joey Wright. We took last week off, but now we're back better and stronger than ever here on UPTV. Today's guest will be Ricardo Vargas. Very frequent guest Ricardo is. More on that later on. Welcome into the Joey Wright Show, week 5. I'm Joey Wright. We have a great program lined up for you today. Ricardo Vargas will not be joining us on the Joey Wright Show today. We decided to give him the week off. Instead, I'll be here the whole show. No guests, putting the Joey Wright back into the Joey Wright Show. And from the Urbana Public Television studios in Urbana, Illinois, the Joey Wright Show. We're back. I am Joey Wright. We got a great program lined up for you today. And welcome into the Joey Wright Show. I'm Joey Wright. We had a lot planned for the show today, but in typical Joey Wright fashion, it all fell apart. And for one final time, welcome into the Joey Wright Show. I am Joey Wright. The grand finale, that's what we got on tap for you today. And we welcome you into this very special edition of the Joey Wright Show. It's the Joey Wright Show Holiday Special. I'm your host, Joey Wright. Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the Joey Wright Show. I am Joey Wright. We've got a lot planned for this second season of the Joey Wright Show, and it is my honor to be back to host for another year. And we welcome you into the Joey Wright Show. It's the 2nd episode of Season 2, and we have a lot planned for you this afternoon, this evening, this morning, whenever you're watching it. It really makes no difference to me. Welcome into the Joey Wright Show. It's the 3rd episode of Season 2, and I, of course, am Joey Wright. We have a lot planned for this 3rd episode. We're going to talk some baseball. I know I briefly discussed it on last week's Rundown. Speaking of which, we will have another edition of the Rundown coming up later in the program.
Welcome to another episode of the Joey Wright Show. It's Dinger time!
Hello and welcome to the Joey Wright Show. It's the 5th episode of Season 2, our food review special. I, of course, am your host, Joey Wright. Now, the food review special last year, it was also the 5th episode of Season 1, was perhaps my favorite episode to film last season and perhaps even to date. Hello and welcome to the 6th episode of the 2nd season of the Joey Wright Show. I am your host, Joey Wright. We have a lot planned for you over the course of this episode. I know I use that for almost every episode, but today it's especially true. My brother Tommy Wright is in the studio with us today. He'll talk about his YouTube channel that he's trying to grow. I support him in that, and then we will face off in a game of checkers, because I was pretty short on ideas last night. Just about to take a tour of the renovated Commons here at Urbana High School. I'm Joey Wright, joined by Urbana School District 116 Superintendent Dr. Don Owen. Dr. Owen, it's a great pleasure to have you on the
Joey. Thank you.
Great pleasure to have you on the program. Just about to take a tour of the renovated Commons. Real quick, is there anything I should say that people might want to know about the Commons?
Well,
welcome back to the studio. It's the 8th episode of our 2nd season of the Joey Wright Show. I'm your host, Joey Wright. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone who watched last week's show. It was the 2nd most watched Joey Wright show ever. Took a tour of the new Commons area at Urbana High School with Urbana School District 116 Superintendent Dr. Donald Owen. Fantastic episode. If you haven't seen it, check it out now. Again, second most watched Joey Wright show ever to everyone who's already watched that show, 135 people as of this morning. My sincere thank you to you. And welcome into the season finale of the Joey Wright Show. I, of course, am Joey Wright. This is the 9th episode of this, our second season, and what we've got planned for you today is nothing but quality. Abram Washington will join us, his third appearance on the Joey Wright Show. He's sitting right behind the camera right now. We're going to just see where the conversation goes with him, and I don't know what that, we'll just see where it goes. That's coming up next on the Joey Wright Show. Here with Urbana School District 116 Superintendent Dr. Don Owen. Dr. Owen, it's great to have you on the Halloween edition of the Joey Wright Show. We're about to take a tour of the tower at Urbana High School. Most people know it as the 4th floor. Ho, ho, ho! It's the Joey Wright Show holiday special on location from the Lincoln Square Mall in Urbana, Illinois, where you might see a shopper on a good day. And we're back for a third season of the Joey Wright Show. I, of course, am your host, Joey Wright. And let me tell you, I am so happy to be back hosting this show for a third season. I have a lot planned for this summer, and I feel better about this season going into things than I have for either Season 1 or Season 2. So, and we're going to run through some of the things that you should be excited about later in the program. Obviously, you can see behind me we've got a new set, or rather the same set. We're just on the other side of the room. And we're back for week 2 of the Joey Wright Show. I, of course, am your host, Joey Wright. Not a ton planned for today's episode, but we're going to make it work. We're going to dial up Ricardo Vargas, our NBA insider. That's right, he's been on the show about 20 times so far, and we're going to add one more time to that list. There's probably about one time a season that I can get away with using him, so we're going to use him today. Hello and welcome to the third episode of the third season of the Joey Wright Show. I, of course, am your host, Joey Wright. And on today's episode, I take a look at the Urbana Farmers Market, and we'll introduce that segment after the break. Week 4 of the Joey Wright Show. I'm your host, Joey Wright. Once every season, I talk about NASCAR, and this week, we're doing just that. I was up until 2:30 writing my show last night. I'm really excited about what I've got. I've got a comprehensive kind of preview of the rest of the NASCAR season, kind of the outlook. I'm going to talk some storylines, give my top 5 moments from the season so far, and don't worry for my viewers who don't care about NASCAR, which I know far outnumber the ones who do. I've got a little something for you as well. Stick with us. It's the Joey Wright Show. Back after this. And we're back on the Joey Wright Show. It's the 5th episode of our 3rd season, and after a 2-week absence, I once more am your host, Joey Wright. A nice vacation that I had was the reason for, of course, those 2 weeks without a program, but we are back this week, and we have a lot planned for you today. It's a rematch of last year's Connect 4 battle with my brother Johnny. Always nice to have him on the program. He's just off to my left right now. Hello and welcome to our 6th episode of this, our 3rd season of the Joey Wright Show. I, of course, am your host, Joey Wright. We've got a lot to get to today. Dan Wachtel and Austin Yancey, if not for the faint of heart, are in studio today, and they've got a performance coming up later in the show. It's the 7th episode of this, our 3rd season of the Joey Wright Show, and I, of course, am your host, Joey Wright. It's a little bit later in the season than we've done it in the past, but today is our annual food review segment on the Joey Wright Show. I went to the gas station just before filming, the gas station right next to Urbana Public Television, bought $15 worth of food and beverages that I will try on the air coming up after the break. We will also do a rundown if we have time. That's what's coming up on the Joey Wright Show. It's going to be a great episode. Stick with us. We're back for more after this. And we welcome you to this, the 28th Joey Wright Show, and the final one of Season 3. I'm your host, Joey Wright. I hope you enjoyed that look back at the intros to all of the 27 Joey Wright shows before this one. I know I have. I've come a long way since that first episode back in June of 2015, and I didn't realize quite how far I'd come until I watched all those. But man, it has been a journey, and it's been my honor to be the host of the Joey Wright Show ever since then. And this is not the final Joey Wright Show. I've got to say, we're gonna keep doing these. But I felt like it was time to maybe take a look back at some of the episodes to this point. We're going to talk to Ricardo Vargas later in the show, and we've also got a rundown that both very good segments. We've already filmed them, in fact. So I hope you stick around for that. And just, I'm going to say it at the end of the show as well, but I want to say thank you to all the viewers that have watched all of the Joey Wright shows to this point. I couldn't do it without the viewers, and I feel real good that people watch these shows that I put out, because some of them I haven't been very happy with, but the viewers, the fans, everyone watching, they been so supportive through this journey, and I've just got to say that I'm grateful for that. So, thank you. We got a great show for you. After the break, it'll be Ricardo Vargas in the studio. He actually surprised me. I didn't know he was going to come into the studio until he showed up. So, a little on-the-spot interview with Ricardo. It was a good time. And we've also got a rundown with a surprising topic. You won't want to miss that. It's the Joey Wright Show. Stick with us. We're back for more after this. We're back on the Joey Wright Show. Ricardo Vargas has joined us in the studio for the first time in what seems like decades. Ricardo, thank you for surprising me this morning. I didn't know really that you were planning on swinging by until you walked through the door, and here you are. It's good to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Joey. You know I love being here. And
right.
Just glad to be here.
Right. I'm glad to have you. My original plan for this episode was I was just going to kind of reminisce about old Joey Wright shows from the first 3 seasons, and you were such a big part of the first season we did. I think you were on 6 of the 8 episodes we did to start the show, and then the holiday special. So
Man.
7 of the first 9 episodes you were a part of. It's just thanks, I gotta say, for helping me get the show off the ground.
No, thanks to you. I like being on here every time.
Right.
It was on the phone or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just been a good time.
We found a way to get you on the show, even when you were across state lines in Colorado, wherever you were.
Man, right.
Yeah, thanks for that. And I've just got to say, you were in Colorado again this past summer, the past few weeks. Tell me, how was that?
It was nice. I always like going back there, seeing family, walking around as always, eating out, just relaxing, enjoying my summer, but nothing too crazy.
Right. Fun in the sun. Colorado sounds nice this time of year.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
Right. Yeah, no, you threw me a curveball by swinging in here, so I don't really know where to go.
I didn't expect to be in here.
Yeah, it's just kind of happened.
It happened.
Yeah. So tell me, going back to that first season, maybe what stands out from you from back then in your mind now? The first episode we did, I remember the fantasy draft with Abram.
Oh, that was good. That was funny.
Your first pick was what, Tyler Zeller?
Tyler Zeller. Oh.
Yeah, that's a legendary Joey Wright Show moment. Just what stands out to you when you look back at those old episodes in your mind?
Well, I just really liked when we talked over the phone. It was always good conversations.
Certainly.
You always found a way, make some time, squeeze it in there, and just have a good talk each time. I really enjoyed it, and I did like the few times I was in here, especially the first one.
Yeah.
It was
Abram
nice.
And I think Abram was on the second one too, wasn't he? I
think
you guys were
so.
both on the
Yeah.
first 2 episodes. And the first episode we did, Stanley Godia.
He was in here too.
Was
yeah.
in here, so we had the whole broadcasting crew from my freshman year was in the studio at one point. Stanley didn't want any part of being on the camera.
Oh man.
he was not having any of that. But the third episode we did, I think that was the first one you did on the phone, and we did the NBA not fantasy draft. We did a mock NBA draft. That was good. Remember that?
Shoot.
Third or fourth episode we did.
Man, it's been a while.
It's clear that I've studied the tape a little more than you have.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
2015, right?
2015.
Man.
It was a good year.
It was.
It was a good summer.
Man, it feels like it was just yesterday, but 2 years already.
Yeah, no, it's kidding. And it feels like this summer just flew by.
It feels
like it's still May 30th.
Oh
or
my goodness, yes! I can't believe school's right around the corner.
Oh, it's crazy. But I got to tell you, I like school. I like having something to do.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not school, per se. Sure. School's fine. I don't have a problem with school. But I just like being busy. I was thinking in the car earlier. Right. I was like, man, I like being productive. I like days where I can just get a lot done, go to bed, thinking to myself, I got a lot done today.
Right,
those
it's a really good
days.
feeling. Yeah, it is. There are.
Right. And I've got a busy day today myself. Was out there at the football field filming something for the football team earlier. I've got a job, and you'll like this, as a sports camp counselor for the Urbana Park District.
Oh, I like that.
Working with those kids, it seems like a job that you might perhaps excel at.
Man, if there's kids involved, I like it.
You that's a statement.
I just love kids.
Right. Kid, you're a family man.
I try.
Yeah, certainly. Any summer jobs you have this summer out in Colorado? I think you mentioned something.
Right, I worked at a restaurant just washing dishes for a month. It was nice experience. Had something to do.
In the dishwashing field, good way to get your foot in the door. That's right. What experience you need there?
No, you know, just like job experience.
Right. Working
Something
with
to
people,
do.
Yeah,
So, yeah, something.
right.
It was fun. First 2 days were a little tough, but then I got the hang of it. It was fun.
Right. Well, washing dishes in high pressure situations,
Man,
I'm sure it can
the
be.
pressure was just
man.
on my back. I'm like,
I can't even
do
imagine.
this.
I can't even imagine that.
I was like, I can't do this. I dropped to my knees. I'm like, please
man.
help.
I can see that. What kind of restaurant was it?
It was an Italian restaurant.
Okay.
So, you know, a lot of pasta. I hated the lasagna plates because they got like sticky. And oh man, you really had to.
Right, get it. And that's challenging because when you're putting all that elbow grease into it, you don't want to break the plate. You know, you don't.
I broke one.
You did break one?
I broke one.
Really?
Yes, it was awful. I felt bad. I felt like a criminal.
Did that come out of your paycheck? Or?
I know. I didn't tell them. So I hope they don't watch it. I hope they're not
no one
watching.
saw it? Or?
Mm-mm.
No?
It was a small little plate, so it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah.
It was nothing too crazy. Though.
Right, I got you. It's been a while. I don't think I've ever broken one of our plates that we have at my house. I've broken a few bowls and a few glasses, but I don't think ever a plate. So, knock on wood.
Hey, that's good. I've broken
because I like our plates.
Right.
Yeah, cups.
Yeah, those are easy to break.
Oh, certainly. Just you know, doing dishes, putting them in the dishwasher, gets a little wet, slips out of your hand. But I assume when you say cup, you mean a glass.
Glass. Yeah,
okay.
glass
I was gonna
cup,
say just squeezing plastic cups and.
Ah!
Yeah, like I lit a Solo cup on fire one time. It was a rush. Stuck a firecracker under there, and
Hey man, someone had to do it.
I was 4th of July. I was 10 years old.
Doing the rush.
Yeah, so you know.
I like that. I like that. And do you like, you know, I know you're a productive man and whatnot. Do you like writing stuff down in like an agenda to get more organized?
That's a good question, and I've got to say the answer to that is no. I've just never been able to be that guy. You know, it's like at school, maybe I see people writing stuff in their planners and stuff like that. And it's just like, if it's really important, I think I'll remember it. You know,
I see.
I just can't bring myself to get into that habit, I guess.
Right, I understand.
If you will. So,
I'm trying to get into it this semester to be a little bit more organized, not forget any assignments, any things to do.
I was just thinking it's the same kind of with binders and folders and whatnot. Like I've always been that kind of guy, just shove paper in my backpack and,
Same here.
and call it good, you know.
Call it a day.
And
just go home.
And actually, I mean, it's a pretty good system because like the newest stuff is towards the front, oldest stuff towards the back.
Oh yeah.
So
I
it's
always
like,
find things easily.
Oh yeah, it's not hard, but you know.
I don't got a duffel bag full of
yeah,
papers.
Right. No, but yeah, certainly. And folders are, I mean, they're cheap. So it's like, you know, it's not like when you buy a pack of folders or anything like that, you feel compelled to use them.
Right.
It's like,
right.
If they made folders like $20 a pop, you know, I'd want to get my money's worth. Just like they're 30 cents at Staples or what have you. So.
Yeah, for sure. And another question: do you like the 3-subject notebook or like each individual? You know, like 1-subject notebooks. What do you prefer?
1-subject notebooks. I've got to say, it's got to be college ruled. I made the mistake last year of buying all wide ruled notebooks.
Oh man.
And had to go to Dollar General. It was an emergency Dollar General run. I had to buy notebooks. Bought 2 of them. So,
Good thing Dollar General was there.
Certainly. You know, the thing with Dollar General is it's always so dirty in there. It's like I'm calling them out because they got to get that taken care of.
They got to get some custodians in there.
Yeah, it's just like it's nasty in there.
Like I don't know why, and you know it's a nice store, whatnot, but just clean it out.
Certainly, yeah, good products, good prices, but it's like, man, I just feel so dirty whenever I shop at Dollar General. So
I like clean stores.
I like clean stores as well. So we got about maybe 5 minutes left. I don't know when we started the interview, so yeah, about Jason, our camera operator's back there checking what are we at?
About 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Okay, so we got about 5 minutes here. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to. Any plans for this year, perhaps? Because I know you're going into your 3rd year at Parkland.
Yes.
And, you know, no shade.
Right.
It happens. You know, Abram Washington is in the same boat. But what are some plans, maybe to finish off your career at Parkland and beyond that, and even maybe some side projects that don't involve school?
Well, like I'm really, how I mentioned a little earlier, I'm really trying to get really organized. I'm going to buy an agenda this week.
Okay.
write everything down. I want to like try to wake up earlier every morning, get stuff done in the morning.
Right.
Go for a walk.
Oh,
get
there you
my
go.
mind right.
I've been walking a lot lately, and I got to tell you, you throw in the earbuds.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, it really clears the mind. And running on the treadmill too. Whenever you're stressed, you just get on that treadmill, run away from your problems a little bit.
It feels good.
It's awesome. It does feel. It feels amazing. It really does, because like it used to be whenever I got stressed or you know feeling a little blue or whatnot, I'd just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. And there was this one week I was hammering down the Taco Bell, and it's like you don't feel good. You don't look as good after that. You just get on the treadmill, man.
Exactly, and like your health is your wealth.
Oh yeah, that's a vintage Ricardo Vargas phrase right there.
It's just the truth, you know.
Yeah, your health is indeed your wealth. That is so true.
Drinking water, you know, I love drinking water. I want to drink more.
Man,
of that.
I want to drink more water, but it's an early morning. I gotta drink my Mountain Dew.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Well, I've scaled back on the soda a lot this summer.
Right, I remember you talking about that. That's good.
And it's like first few weeks of summer, I didn't have any soda, and then my vacation came along. Yeah, I had a few sodas here and there, and I've had, you know, probably maybe a little more soda than I should since my vacation, but it's still much less than what I used to drink, and I've been moving more. And it's feeling pretty good.
You know, just drink what you like. You know,
certainly.
It won't be the end of the world.
Right, as long as you're doing it responsibly. Got to drink what you like responsibly.
Yes, that's responsibility.
That's a disclaimer there for all my viewers at home. So. Music. I want to talk to you about music. What are you listening to right now? Because the viewers, they could probably tell what I'm listening to all season. You know, music between the segments and whatnot. A lot of Blink-182, a lot of little Newfound Glory. You know, some bands like that. What's Ricardo Vargas listening to right now? I put in your earbuds right now. What am I hearing?
To be honest, right now the two that I'm listening to is Mozart and Shakira.
Shakira, really?
She has some catchy songs. And Carly Rae Jepsen.
Man, Ricardo, I'm not surprised at all to hear you say that.
She has great songs.
I'm a little disappointed.
Listen to the song Emotions. I really like it.
Really? All right.
And Boy Problems.
Boy Problems. All right. I'll have to check those out later.
They're catchy.
I'm sure they're catchy, but they probably will not find their way onto my playlist. But you know, I mean, for the most part, we have similar musical.
I've liked a lot of the stuff you recommended to me.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Certainly. I feel like I'm pretty good with suggestions.
You are.
And there's this guy I know. Actually, there's this guy I don't know. Met him on Facebook. He lives out in Colorado. He hooks me up with a lot of my suggestions.
Okay.
So it's nice to have that pipeline. You know.
Gotta love a good pipeline.
Yeah, love the pipeline. So.
Not the pipe though.
Not the pipe. Not the pipe. Be responsible. Be responsible. That's my disclaimer.
Just help the youth. Joey helping the youth.
Oh, certainly. You know, a lot of problems with this country right now, but it's like people like you, people like me, we're out here to help every day.
Yes, I love
Being an
this
American
country.
these days is hard, but we're going to get through it.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
That's not even a political thing either. It's just a lot of problems that I feel like they engulf humanity as a whole. That we need to be out there fighting on the front lines for.
Exactly. Yes, you have a point.
So, would you like a flag?
Thank you.
You could take that home. Well, it's my flag to give out, but I'm sure you could walk off with that flag and no one would notice.
I like it a lot. Just this beautiful design. You can't go wrong with
Certainly.
this. Put this on a shirt.
Stripes.
Put this on a hat. Put this on some socks.
Man.
It looks good.
Put it on, I mean, put it on anything, really.
Exactly.
Looks good. Put it like a wallpaper right there or you know, back there.
Yes, so, hello freedom.
Hello freedom. USA. So, yeah, lay down my flag as well.
Gotta get some rest.
Certainly. That's kind of, well, actually, let's not do that. But let's not do that, no. Yeah, okay, so I think that's about all we've got, Ricardo. You know, you surprised me when you walked through that door this morning, but I really appreciate you for swinging by. Any final thoughts, perhaps, on the Joey Wright Show, what it's meant to you? Because it certainly meant a lot to me that you've been on so many of them. Not so many in recent seasons, because, you know, I had to take back my show at some point. But certainly that first season, no, you helped me get off the ground.
No, like I really like what you're doing here. You know, it's something nice that you're doing for the community, for yourself.
Certainly.
And I just wish you the best in this and in school this upcoming semester.
Certainly. I wish you more than the best. No, you've
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Been integral to the success of the Joey Wright Show. So, that's all for, I guess, with Ricardo. But, big thanks to Ricardo for swinging by. When we come back, I'll do a rundown. It's the final one of Season 3 on the Joey Wright Show. Stick with us. We're back for more after this.
Please take me by the hand. It's so cold out tonight. I'll put blankets on the bed. I won't turn out the light, just don't.
We're back on the Joey Wright Show. Another shout out to Ricardo Vargas, who surprised me in the studio this morning. We had a good talk, a good conversation with Ricardo. We learned a lot about him. Learned that he's a big Carly Rae Jepsen fan. And Ricardo, he's sitting right over there. I've got to say, I'm still a little disappointed to hear that. But I'm not going to judge. Let's get back to me. This is the rundown, the final one of Season 3. And the rundown has really come into its own this season. It's been a segment that I've really enjoyed. I know people have really enjoyed watching it. It's an interesting segment. I'm a big fan. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's where I generate 5 random topics and give my thoughts on those 5 random topics, no matter what they are, in a window of about 30 seconds. And to give you an example of what those topics might be, I've generated a random query, whatever that word. Cut. Man, we almost had that one. We're back on the Joey Wright Show. Another shout out to Ricardo Vargas, who surprised me in the studio this morning. We had a good conversation, learned a lot about him. Apparently he's a big Carly Rae Jepsen junkie, and he's sitting right over there to my left. I'm not judging, but let's get back on track. This is the rundown, and the rundown this season has really come into its own. It's been a segment that I've really enjoyed. I know the viewers have really enjoyed it. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's where I generate 5 random topics on my phone using the topic generator on ratespeeches.com, which is a website on the internet, for those of you who don't know what the internet is. That was bad. But anyways, it's where I generate 5 random topics, and I give my thoughts on those 5 random topics, and 30 seconds each for each topic. So, and we've gotten some weird topics, some odd topics, some uncomfortable topics in the past this season. And that's what makes the rundown so great. You never know what you're going to get. To give you an example of what I might find on the rundown, I've generated a random generation, I guess, of these 5 random topics. An example of what I might talk about includes Labor Day, romance, candles, smoke detectors, and nuns. That's what this search gave me. So we're going to generate some more, 5 new topics. Let's see what we get. Let me get my old phone booted up, because I'll use that as the timer. That's ready to go, and let's generate these topics. And on the final rundown of Season 3, I will be discussing bungee cords, infrared heaters, circumcision, Toastmasters International, and the oldest trade show in the United States. So we've got some topics here. That's the rundown, I suppose. Let's get going with bungee cords. Bungee cords, bungee jumping would be fun, but I don't think I'd ever do it. I think it would just scare me too much. It's just I probably wouldn't bungee jump. Now I would go skydiving, and I don't really know why I'd go skydiving and not bungee jumping. But it's just one of those deals. I would not go bungee jumping. Plenty of people do. That's the timer for bungee cords. I'm not looking forward to the one we've got after this, but infrared heaters should be all right. I believe that's what a lot of homes use for their heating needs. Heat. When your home needs heated. What am I doing here? Infrared heaters, yeah, I've lived in homes that have had. I'm flustered, and I guess that's a good thing, because I should be a little flustered with what the generator has given me. So let's get through it. We got circumcision is our next topic, and we're not going to get too much into what it is, but it's something that I know several religions have different views on it, and religions are nice. I'm a big fan of religion. You know, doesn't matter what your religion is. You know, religions are cool. They're neat. So it's really, just kind of got to go. You got to maybe look it up, see what you should believe, and believe that. Don't believe me. All right. Woo! Toastmasters International. I believe that's a brand of I would assume toasters. And I like toast. I like toast. Whenever I go to Subway, as an example, I get toasted bread. So Toastmasters International. I assume they make toasters, and I assume they do a pretty good job if they're on the generator, because these are topics that people would give entire speeches about. So, I like toasted bread quite a bit. And the last one is the oldest trade show in the United States, and I don't know too much. I don't know what the oldest trade show in the United States is. It's a topic I'd have to research, but I got to say I'm not a big fan of Antiques Roadshow at all. I'm not a fan of the Roadshow. It's just I take that back. I am a fan of the Roadshow, but I don't like to watch it while I'm eating dinner. But you can see some pretty cool things on the Antiques Roadshow. So that's neat. That's a good time. People like antiques. That's all I've got for the rundown. So that's it for the rundown on season 3. It's been a great segment this entire season, and it will certainly make its way onto future Joey Wright shows. But that's all for the rundown on season 3. We will close down the season when we get back. Thank you for watching this segment of the final episode of season 3 on the Joey Wright Show. And for one final time in the third season of the Joey Wright Show, we're back. I'm Joey Wright, and I expressed this at the top of the show a little bit, but thank you. I am sincerely grateful, sincerely thankful to all of the viewers who've stuck around for me over the past 2 years and watched all or most of the Joey Wright shows that we've done. I mentioned 28 after this episode's uploaded. It means a lot. It means more than a lot to me. It means, whatever more than a lot is to me. That people have stuck around and watched these, because I haven't really been happy with all these episodes. There have been some episodes that I really have not been a fan of. But, there's been such great support from the viewers, great feedback, just great interaction. It means a ton to me that you guys have stuck around, and just thanks to everyone. Thanks to everyone who's been a part of the Joey Wright Show, in season 1 and season 2, but especially in the third season of the Joey Wright Show. We've had Ricardo Vargas on twice. Big shout out to Not for the Faint of Heart, Dan Wachtel, Austin Yancey, Jesse Huber. They played on the 6th episode of this season. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Fantastic episode, one of my favorites yet. Their band Not for the Faint of Heart, played 3 songs. It was fantastic. Thanks to them. Just thanks to Jason Leggett behind the camera, putting up with all the takes that that I've put him through. It takes me far longer than it should to film, a minute-long segment. So, thanks to him. Thanks to everybody. UPTV. It's been real. And this is not the final Joey Wright Show. We're going to keep doing these. This isn't it, but it feels like it's time to just thank everyone. Get that off my chest. And as we move on, keep putting out quality content. And I've got some things in the works that I'm really excited about. And you should be too. So before I just start rambling on, repeating the same stuff over and over again, that's it for the Joey Wright Show. Real quick, thanks to all the bands that I've poached their music off of YouTube to use in between segments. It's a lot of Blink-182, as I mentioned, with Ricardo Vargas, Newfound Glory, Green Day, Fall Out Boy, older Fall Out Boy. But that's neither here nor there. Thanks to them, I guess I should thank them. And that's it. So thank you for watching this season of the Joey Wright Show. I'm Joey Wright. I don't know when I'll see you again, but I will. This isn't it. But this is it for this season of the Joey Wright Show. Thank you. See you next time. All right. That's a wrap. Yep. I should have started crying.